So you want to get industry experience, correct? Everybody of you want to get the industry experience. I received a lot of questions that, I want to do internship because I want to get the industry experience. Correct. Very good question. But I would like to give you some insight. What is the meaning of how interpreted, how I sometimes try how to answer this, right? So I would like to give you some background, some information, what's the meaning of industry experience is, right? So basically you are coming from a computer science, you are a computer science or information technology or data science, that kind of person, correct? And you totally understand nowadays most of the applications, most, not all, but most, like Gmail is a full stack engineering application, right? Google search, you can call it as well as a full stack engineering application, correct? Your bank either is ICICI or either, you are using a special any food delivery applications, that is also a full stack engineering application, correct? You are submitting the income tax, that is also one of the full stack engineering application, correct? So you would like to know that you want to get the industry experience, right? So let's say a specific industry called ICICI Bank, they are developing their bank application, right? And let's say you are working in Flipkart, they have their Flipkart e-commerce solution and they're inviting you, correct? Or maybe you are coming to Apple, and in Apple, you are developing their, iCloud ecosystem, iCloud storage. You are in their iCloud team. Or maybe you are working in Samsung Electronics, and Samsung Electronics, you are working in their NOx, KNOX, NOx security division. Or you are working in Microsoft. In Microsoft, you are working in Microsoft Teams. Microsoft Teams is a communicator which used in enterprise, right? You would be developing or working in any one of this kind of solution, correct? Now you want to get the industry experience, right? So see, I would like to suggest you, rather than means this is very broad and bigger question. You want to get the industry experience, correct? This is, to me, it looks very abstract because each business works in their own way. They have different type of customers, they have different kind of problems, and it's not those problems they study a specific book and follow that. They design the solution as the way they receive the problem, right? So as an example, let's say you are in your second year or you are in your third year, you get your new subjects. Every subject is a little bit different. This subject may have, as an example, different practicals, different teachers, different work, different exams. So you define your strategy in a different way. In first year, you define in a different way. In second year, different way. Third year, different way, because you have learned from the past, something like that, right? So what I would suggest is, rather than, what the key practice we follow is, we decompose problems in smaller parts, right? So let's an example, a diamond supply chain merchant comes to me and he says that I get diamonds as a stone from a factory in Russia. And after getting that stones from Russia, it goes to India in Gujarat, where cutting happens, polishing happens, and there, a specific type of, when certification happens, that is the real diamond, because diamond is extremely expensive. I want you to design a supply chain. So because this supply chain is happening from Russia to the hand of retailer, there are various steps happened in between, right? Can you design a solution for me, right? So usually this kind of problem statements may have come with the business. He has no idea from where he has to start, correct? So what the key practice we follow, we decompose a big problem into smaller parts. And we can't do it in a first day. We do in increments, we do in stages, we do in steps. There may be a day, maybe a first day when we have discovery session where we just learn what the problem is. And then we spend a specific time until we make sure that we truly understand what the problem is. We have maximum covered it. That is accepted by the client. That is accepted by the team who may be working on it, right? We know what the diamond certification is. When cutting happens, then what was the previous size of the diamond? And after cutting, what is the after size? How much part of diamond got extracted, right? When a stone of diamond divided in different parts, what those parts are, right? We also learned, what kind of terminology we use. When a specific institute, let's say some name Geomedical Institute, there's in America who certified this is a true diamond. Diamond itself have 40, 50 parameters which define this is the right diamond, right? Something like that. So, and let's say, then we learned, what is the key supply chain problem? The key supply chain problem is the leadership who's running that business. He wants to see where is his diamond when this specific diamond reaches to the customer, right? When it will reach into the retail, how much diamond he received, how much diamond got cut, how much money he spent, what is the invoices. There are many things in that in any specific business, right? So methodology, keep changing project to project. Maybe one project we really only need to work on discovery part. It depends. You may join a team where you are working only on the discovery. Discovery means understanding what the project is, what the work is, right? Maybe another project you join and that project is already settled. You work in the iCloud team of Apple and they are selling iCloud storage to across their customers. And you are in the team where you are managing the support request from the customer, right? So then maybe have the different methodology, right? But key points when you would like to really understand how industries are doing, right? It's not that complex, because let's say you are a computer science student and what you are going to do is you're going to maintain your code. That code sits in the repository. So Git already have a settled standard, how to follow set of commands, how to work in a team. 80-90% we all follow the same. We all follow those kind of things and come into the practice. That's one of the key things I would suggest. Let's say you are writing the APIs, right? You are in the full stack engineering application, correct? And you are writing APIs. You need to understand what kind of APIs you are writing. You need to understand proper reason, like that. Unless you won't understand the problem, you won't divide your APIs in clear set of APIs, right? That means get API, post API, patch API, list API, something like that. You need to follow the Swagger specification. This is one of the standards, people write. They write first the definitions of APIs, right? So what my meaning is, when you ask these questions, I want you really have research somewhere in the document, somewhere from the serious developers, when what is the overall life cycle of API development, rather than asking just, I want to learn how the industry works. It doesn't, it is fine. You are a beginner, you can ask that. But my answer is divide this. Industry in context of what? Let's say you would like to become a researcher and you would like to research AI algorithms or some specific case in LLM. You would like to research cosine similarity. You would like to understand from where cosine similarity formula we use on doing, similar way of search, something like that. You are doing the research on that topic, or you are doing research on computer vision. You are working on most updated advanced algorithm, what work has been done till today on those specific algorithms, and you have some problem in your mind, like you want to trace the trees in your university. You want to track how many trees in my university, how many trees grows from X height to another height, right? Those are the advanced problems you want to do, right? And in that specific problems, you are using set of parameters like how much water the tree got, what is the tree freshness, whatever, right? If you would like to work on those specific problems, then you need to have a way of writing those problems, putting those problems from your mind to some structure. You use some way of writing. You use some way of explaining in diagrams. You use some way of explaining to the team who would like to work. You need to divide that work in multiple parts. This is entirely different from team to team. There may be a best team. You will sit in Microsoft. You will get those people. You will sit in Apple and Google. You may get a team, even they get a work. They are struggling even to define the work. And after 6 months, they give up. So it's not something, every company, every business, they have the problems, they're able to solve it. They may have hundreds of problems, that lying in the shelf their customer has asked, but for some reasons, or they are busy in something else, they are not solving the problem. So when you're coming to, asking the industry experience, jump into it, connect with this specific dot, research specific things. If you are talking about full stack engineering, then figure out, how API got developed, how database got designed, how front end got managed, how these three pieces connect together and get deployed to a specific cloud, and then solution is running, how the code is managed, how basically it's served to the customer, right? How basically when code is deployed to a specific cloud, how we need to make sure that somebody is not threatening your web server, something like that. So start small, divide big elephant into multiple parts. First, do research what practices are there, right? Because most of the practices are already a standard, right? I understand those looks abstract, but I just believe if you convert your thoughts, divide in a specific parts, and when you divide in specific parts, maybe make a diagram for yourself. Oh, this is what I'm looking for. Unload what is in your mind, download to in a diagram and understand it. Ask the question, refine your diagram, and then see whether you are getting answers or you're not, right? And then you can validate from someone. You can ask, you can call to someone, hey, how are you doing? You may have your brother or sister, whatever. You can ask them when you get a big work, how you divide this work every day to team, and how you get that team answerable that they have done the work. Because at the end of the day, if you are developing a full stack engineering application, they may be doing few common things. They would be writing code, contributing to the solution, or they may be understanding the requirements, right? What those requirements means, how they understand it, how we divide the role, what business analyst is, what product manager is. I mean, this is for someone who really want to know, right? Even you can set up any specific application by yourself and see, like, if you develop this application, you need this kind of role. He will do this, he will do this, he will do that. Then you understand when he will do this job, what is the best way where he can perform his job, where we have less friction within the team. He can do his job in a highest quality way, easy way. If he's working remotely, right? He's working under regulations. He may be working in a government projects where, he cannot disclose anything, something like that. So there are many situations that, but rule stays same. If you have questions, think about, this is the bigger questions, abstract question, divide in multiple parts, get the answer of each specific part, connect with it, analyze it. First, do your best to figure out the answer. Don't throw the question blindly anywhere. You can, but other person easily understand you have not really paid attention, but that's just in top of your head. You always keep questions, but not do work to get the answer. That's my one. Okay, thank you. We'll keep talking. Bye.